All right, coming in at number 44, top of the AHL depth tier. It's another new addition, a guy who's got no trouble putting the puck in the back of the net or finding players to do that with his playmaking ability. We're going back to the East Coast we're bringing in Matthew Highmore at number 44.
Yeah, this was a great signing to find a guy like Matthew Highmore. I mean, talk about pro experience. He's got good NHL and AHL experience. He absolutely dominated last year in Springfield with the Thunderbirds. 61 points in 68 games. He was a +1. And this is someone that I want to see him setting up the more offensively talented prospects in Belleville. Like, I want to see Roby Yarventi thriving playing with a guy like Highmore or a guy like Crooker. Like, those guys need to be lighting it up. I think Matthew Highmore, especially with his NHL experience, like, he's got 139 NHL games, almost more than AHL. He's 165 AHL. So he split his time pretty consistently there. EP has him as a center or a wing. So also a guy like Zach Ostapchuk, like, he could learn a lot from Matthew Highmore, I think. So this was another signing. Like, I expect Highmore to be a key contributor in the top 6. Like, Highmore, in my mind, essentially replaces Jacob Lucchini.
Yeah, I would say he's a better version of Jacob Lucchini as well. He might have as many points last season as Lucchini has in his AHL career, but you look at what Matthew Highmore brings, it's speed. So he'll never have trouble keeping up with the other players on his line. He's going to set the pace out there, and that's huge for a guy who also was nearly a point per game. 68 games, 61 points last season, 42 assists, which, Pilsy, not sure if you know this, he would have led Belleville in assists last year. He would have led Belleville in points last year, and he did it in 68 games, which is pretty close, actually, to a full season, as all the Belleville top guys played 70, 71. It's a 72-game season. So when you look at Matthew Highmore, you're looking at the best free agent signing they got for Belleville. There's no question. He's going to bring it. He's going to be expected to put up points, and with his NHL experience, he really shouldn't have much trouble doing it.
No, he shouldn't. And Ross, the Sens put their money where their mouth is. His minor salary, $400,000. So he's making more than some of the he's making more than all of the returning players and even all of the new additions when it comes to minor salary. Like, $400,000 in the Mindsies is pretty damn impressive. So shout out to Matthew Highmore and his agent for getting that contract done.
Well, if you look at it, before last season, it was pre-COVID that he'd even played in the AHL. He played in the NHL the whole COVID-shortened season. Vancouver and Chicago split time between there, and then played 46 games, not last year, but the year before with Vancouver. So he's like a quadruple A, to use a baseball term.
Yeah,
player,
definitely.
Right? Too good for the AHL, not quite able to stick all the time at the NHL level. He will play for Ottawa this year, is my guess, like at least a game or two. I think that he's going to be an impactful player in the AHL. I think that it's not far-fetched to say that he could lead the Belleville Senators in scoring this year.
Ross, I would even go as far as saying I expect him to lead the Belleville Senators in scoring.
And what would that be? 65, 70 points?
I'm looking plus 65 points. I mean, hopefully injuries don't do what they did to the Senators last year. So I expect him to play most, if not all, of the season in Belleville, apart from maybe a handful of games here or there in the NHL. But yeah, I really think that he's going to have a huge year points-wise.
And he's only 27. Like, it's not like he's some 30, 34, 33-year-old that's kind of over and on the back nine. He's a player where I still think he believes he's an NHLer, and he's going to do it. I think that he's, even just to set the pace for the Bouchers, the Yarventis, the Sokolovs, to be like, hey, to make the NHL, you not only have to beat out the guys who are on one-way contracts, but this kind of two-way contract, he's pretty good as well. You got to be better than him if you want to make the team. So Matthew Highmore comes in at number 44 on our organizational value rankings.